Sarath has been driving a three-wheeler taxi for the last 26 years. His earnings paid for this house, educated his children and left enough for saving. Today he's struggling to make ends meet. His latest electricity bill is 3 times of what it was 8 months ago, and his income has fallen drastically.
People don't have money. If we got 5 hires in the past, now it's about 2. Even that is difficult. Everything is very expensive. Once we buy food, there's nothing left.
Tens of thousands of Sri Lankans are facing the same struggle. In 2022, Sri Lanka's economy collapsed. 13-hour power cuts, fuel shortages and queues to buy essentials were common. Public anger focused on politicians who were blamed for mismanaging the economy and corruption. The government approached the International Monetary Fund for help, but that came with conditions: higher taxes and interest rates, a devalued rupee and an increase in the price of utilities.
The costs for Sri Lanka are too high. Already, for example, urban poverty has tripled. About a third of Sri Lanka's households are food insecure. So this is a situation where people are already struggling and barely surviving in some instances. So to impose further austerity during this period, it's unimaginable.
The government insists that the IMF program is the only way out of the current crisis.
The agreement will be tabled in Parliament and a vote held to see who supports it and who doesn't. Everyone will have to take a stand. The main points will be adopted as law.
The opposition National People's Power Alliance has campaigned against the agreement, saying it will drag Sri Lanka further into debt.
We lost our economic sovereignty and autonomy a long time ago. The agreement with the IMF just strengthens that position.
The IMF says it's doing its best to help.
There are no easy solutions, but that's where everyone must come together to tackle this enormous problem.
Analysts say the government's allocation of just 0.6% of GDP for social protection schemes is inadequate.
Critics say the bailout program sets unrealistic targets for Sri Lanka. Most people are already struggling to afford basic goods. They say government and IMF calls to cut back on spending, unite and help the less fortunate are insulting. Minelle Fernandez, Al Jazeera, Colombo.